You're driving down the road, you've got your sunglasses on, and the radio is playing your new favorite song. And then all of a sudden, bang! Uh-oh, what was that? You look down at your vehicle's display and you see the dreaded low tire pressure sign come on. You pull over to the side of the road, you get out to take a look at it, and sure enough, you've got a flat tire. Does your mind instantly go into a panic mode, or do you wonder, who can I call? Because I don't know how to fix this. Well, flat tires are actually an extremely common part of driving and are to be expected. So there's many ways that you can get a flat tire, including a puncture from driving over something such as nails, screws, or glass. If you have old, worn-out tires, they can get cracked, which causes leaks. If there's extreme temperatures, whether it's too hot or too cold, you can get cracks or problems inside the tire that'll cause leaky air. And if you have valve damage on the air valve on your tire, you can be leaking air. In a study done by AAA, it showed that they respond to nearly 4 million flat tire calls every year. So how much do we really know about changing a tire? Well, in a study done by cheapcarinsurance.net, it showed that nearly a quarter of Americans were clueless when it comes to changing a tire. So why should we know how to change a tire? Well, the average person experiences 5 flat tires in their lifetime. So it is a very common incident that happens, so knowing how to deal with it is important. According to the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration, in 2020, there were 664 traffic fatalities caused by tire-related incidences. Not changing a tire correctly if you have a flat, or not changing it at all, can not only cause damage to the vehicle, but can also cause you to lose control of the vehicle and get into a crash. So, how do you change a tire? Well, first off, not all tires come with a spare tire or a donut. So you need to make sure that you have one of those in your vehicle, whether it's underneath the vehicle or inside under the mats or in the trunk. And then one other thing most vehicles will come with is like a tire changing kit. So it includes a jack and a lug wrench for taking off the lug nuts, some extension bars for adding on to this bar, which is for raising and lowering the jack. You'll slide it in here and you'll turn it one way to raise the jack up, and when you're done, you'll turn it the other way to lower it. And these extension bars are used so you don't have to slide underneath the vehicle. You'll just attach them, put them on, and then you don't have to slide underneath the vehicle. Instead, you just put the bar under there. And depending on your vehicle, if you have a spare tire underneath of it, this bar is used. There's a little, like a keyhole almost, that you'll slide this into and drop the spare tire down. So what you'll do first is you'll find a spot on the framing of your vehicle underneath, and it'll be very close to the edge of the vehicle, and you want to put it close to the tire. Behind it if it's the front tires, and in front of the wheel if it's the back tires, just for balance purposes. So you'll line this middle part of the jack up with that frame. You'll get it up and you'll raise it up just enough so that you can spin the tire freely. And once you are able to do that, you'll take your lug wrench, you'll spin off all the lug nuts, take all the lug nuts off, and then you'll take your tire off and take either your donut or your spare, put that on, and then you'll start hand tightening your lug nuts back on in what's called a star pattern, which is where you'll put on one lug nut, say at the top, take your next lug nut, put it on at the bottom, go across the way, hand tighten it, go back towards the top, and put another one on, and then just keep going with that till you get all of them on, just for balance purposes that you go across. And then once you've done that, go back with the lug wrench in that same star pattern and tighten them all back on. And then you've successfully gotten the wheel on, so then you can take your jack, lower the jack, and if you have a donut instead of a spare, you don't want to drive very far with it. Donuts are meant to be driven 50 to 70 miles, and they're meant as an emergency precaution. So if you don't have a spare, you've at least got something. So you want to take and drive that spare or that donut as little as you can to the nearest auto body shop or your house where you've got a spare tire. So in review, we've talked about why flat tires happen, how to avoid some of those incidences, the dangers of not changing a flat tire correctly or not at all, and how to properly change a flat tire. I hope that through this informative speech, I've successfully shown you how to change a tire, and that if you're ever on the side of the road wondering what you're going to do about your flat, you'll be able to think back to this video and remember some of the steps I showed you. So the next time you have a flat tire, instead of letting it ruin your day, take on the challenge with a smile because you're going to be just fine.